So these questions come up and they look quite interesting when, especially when you see powers or indices. So anything with a little number on the top, okay, these are the powers. And all it means is timesing the number by itself and how many times you do that. We do that twice here, and we times 9 by itself 3 separate times. That's all it means. So that's just a shortcut. It's like, for example, instead of saying, we could write our sum out 1 divided by 2. It takes so long. So we use a shortcut. We say 1 divided by 2. And that just makes things easier. And you don't even think about that because you've learned it. So this is just a new value to learn and a new way of representing. But, let's have a look. So 9 times 9. So this also relates back to BODMAS, or in the US it's called PEMDAS. And that stands for order of operations. We've got our brackets. Are there any brackets here? No. Now, this one here, in the US is called PEDMAS because it's talking about exponents. And we also mention, like, sometimes it's called BIDMAS for indices. So we look for any square numbers or cube numbers or any kind of powers here. And do you see it? Yes, you do. So we do that first. 9 times 9 is 81. And this is where our times tables come into it. So that part is solved. Now we do the next one because there's no brackets. We go from left to right. So we take away 36. I'm recognizing that these are part of the 9 times tables. You might recognize that. So 1 take away 6, we can't do it. We regroup. 11 take away 6 is 5, and 7 take away 3 is 4. So this part is 45. Now, here we have another 9. We now divide it by 9. And 45 divided by 9 is 5. And there you get your mark. So this is related to BODMAS or BIDMAS. But again, the order of operations. And the operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And if you're speaking with your grown-ups, when I was at primary school, we didn't call adding and subtraction operations. We didn't call them that. It wasn't very common. So we would just actually talk about the action of adding. And sometimes we talk about sums for everything. And sums means total of. So that's why sometimes the language might be changing again, and we have to keep up to date with it. So remember, order operations sounds a bit of a mouthful, but it just means in what order, in what way do we solve these different types of questions? Like, do we start with the division first, or do we start with the square number first? When all else fails, remember to follow BODMAS or BIDMAS, and remember going from left to right, doing what's in brackets first, then any powers, division or multiplication, going from left to right, addition and subtraction.